welcome to Deadflicks.
I'm Pippa.
And I'm Mike.
And we are talking about the film Overlord.
In that voice specifically.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
So, Overlord!
The 2019 film Overlord.
No.
Was it 2018?
It's 2018 film Overlord.
Overlord. It came out tail end of last year.
It did. So,
okay, so
I shall read you the synopsis. On the eve of D-Day, American paratroopers drop behind enemy lines to penetrate the walls of a fortified church and destroy a radio transmitter.
I need more to drink.
That's just because of me. As the soldiers approach their target, they soon begin to realize that there's more going on in this Nazi-occupied village than a simple military operation. Thank you. Making their way to an underground
I thought
lab.
that was the end of it.
No, I just needed the woo. Making their way to an underground lab, the outnumbered men stumble upon a sinister experiment that forces them into a vicious battle against an army of the undead. That doesn't happen.
No, that doesn't happen at all, but okay.
Pretty much.
For the record, we're going to spoil the shit out of it.
We're going to spoil shit of it, but it was a great movie.
It was a great movie, and should we talk about how we came to it? Or?
Yeah. Mostly, Mike goes, "Hey, this film's good," and I go, what's in it? And we go, it's zombies.
It has the zombies.
So I go, nah, and then Mike goes, but
we need to see this.
But we need to see this. But it has zombies. I don't want to watch it. So we put it on.
Yeah.
I begrudgingly sat.
You begrudgingly.
I totally was begrudgingly. You put it on, and I was like,
I said, "You trust me?"
You said trust, and you were right. It was a very good movie.
I don't always get right on the trust me's.
You certainly don't. Not with Mr. Jones. Yes. Which we'll be talking about later.
Yeah. So I'd basically I had borrowed the DVD from a friend.
Yeah.
And it's been on my list for a while. At the beginning
I'd never heard of it.
I run a list in the front of my diary, and every time I see something about or hear of a movie.
So much more organized than I am.
I'm
terrible. I don't even make notes. I run on brain space.
Yeah, see, I don't have that kind of brain space for that many things.
I think if you sort of looked inside my head, there'd just be this kind of like malignant looking unicorn jumping from like cloud to cloud going la la la.
Malignant looking unicorn.
La 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 la. And occasionally like throwing lumps of cheese and alcoholic beverages.
I'm just trying to picture a malignant unicorn.
Would it be lumpy in all the wrong places?
Isn't that malignant like
malodorous? Septic. A septic unicorn.
Yeah, that's it.
My brain's
should we get back to the story?
Yes. So, Overlord. It was really, really, really interesting. One of the things that I actually noticed when Mike was making the little cover for this video for us was the way that the characters are set out on the DVD case. So the main character of the story is a black guy, which is great because you don't see enough of them as lead characters. And he's a nice guy, and he's smart, and he's helpful. And at no point in the movie does anybody make reference to the fact that he's black. It doesn't matter. He's the hero of the story, and I love that. Like
it's a strange one because kind of like J.J. Abrams, I believe, is involved in the making of this one specifically. And he kind of said in the discussions and the special features, and he said, well, kind of people were saying to him, well, there weren't any black paratroopers in World War II. World War II. And he's like, well, there weren't any fucking zombies either, so what the fuck's your problem, Wind your neck and...
Well, that's the thing, is it was nice because he was just a hero. And it wasn't relevant to, and it also wasn't we're trying to make a point by making, it was like they're having the right actor for the role.
It was just, they wrote the part and then they just cast him.
Yeah, they just cast the actor that fit the role, and he was great.
He was phenomenal. It was really kind of, there was this heart to it, and I think the only point at which, and this says more about kind of my conditioning than anything else, or the conditioning of the world, is that at no point in his fist fight with a Nazi motherfucker did his color come up or any. It was you were expecting it. I was glad that they didn't. I was really glad that they didn't, but I was totally expecting it. And it was a nice subversion.
No, it was good.
Of the tropes, and it was nice for kind of it not to be a black guy versus the Nazis, and the Nazis reference. It was a nice touch. It just it rolled with it, and it did it well.
No, it was good. And so anyway, on the DVD cover, you've got no, it's fine. No, it's relevant. So you've got like the sort of main two people that feature in the cover. You've got the bad guy at the bottom, but you've got the woman. There's a French lady who I have completely forgotten her name.
She was Frunch.
She was Frunch. She was.
We don't know anybody's
awesome.
names. I'm terrible with this stuff.
That's fine though. She was
I will look
wonderful.
them up while you're talking.
Good, you do the namings. She was great, and she was her own kind of fucking hero. She wasn't going to take any shit from anyone unless she, was forced to for the sake of other people. And she was just
Mathilda.
Oliver. Yeah, she was
Mathilda Olivier.
She was great, but it's really nice because on the DVD cover, she is central, and he's right next to her, and I really love the way it looks, and it balances with the film because a lot of the times, this is going to sound terrible, you will find even if a woman has one of the lead roles in the film, or an actor of color has one of the lead roles in the film, you'll find the front cover of the DVD will be a bunch of white guys, and they'll be sitting in the background. It happens, and it's a real shame. But this was great, and I just noticed it, and I was like, "That's
culture sucks."
It does. But I was really happy because that's what was on the cover, and it was exactly right, and it's like the characters were where they should have been, and it was good. So that's sort of the whole kind of ethics side of stuff out the way.
Our awesome lead, his name is Jovan Adepo.
Cool. He was good.
He was phenomenal.
It was just a fun movie, and then it was like Kurt Russell's son's in it, which is a terrible way of saying Wyatt Russell. And we didn't realize until we were watching the making of, and they were talking about and it's very kind of like The Thing, and
J.J. Abrams
was saying about The Thing and having Kurt Russell's son in it, and we were like, wait, who's Kurt Russell? I was like, oh yeah, the guy that looks just like Kurt Russell.
I would not have pegged him in a million.
When he's got a beard, he looks just like his dad.
So, what was your favorite part of this film? I mean, considering that it is in fact a zombie film, and those are off limits generally in our across the board everything's. I like the big fight bit right at the end, and the big explosion with Half-Face. The big explosion.
With the big explosion with the fish guy from Game of Thrones.
Fish guy.
Squiddly diddly evil guy.
Oh yeah.
So the bad guy in the film is
Pilar Asbeck.
Who is Danish.
Sounds like a brand of rice.
No. Pilu.
Not a delightful brand of rice.
So he played Euron Greyjoy in Game of Thrones. So he was evil in that. He was evil in this. He I hope he's not typecast, because he looks like a really nice guy standard.
You got to be in a certain mood to watch things, and I'm glad that I waited to see this. Whenever things become big. So I've seen a lot of magazine articles and people talking about Overlord and when it was kind of on its way into cinemas, and even on Instagram there were a lot of people talking about it. I'd
never heard about it until you said, we're going to watch this film, and I'm like,
okay. Well,
is it a zombie film? Yeah.
It had been on my radar for a while. It wasn't the film that I was expecting it to be, but I'm glad that I got the film that I got.
Oh, I didn't know what to expect, and I'm glad it wasn't a zombie film. It really isn't a zombie film.
No, not really. It's just kind of...
It's a super soldier movie.
Yeah, it's Nazi bastards.
It's not...
Doing sciencing.
It's Nazi scientists, it's experiments, and it's creating super soldiers from corpses. And it's the magic goo that they're being injected with, which French, well, no, the French already had it, but they hadn't made it as clean as it should have been, and perfected it, and that was what it was. So they were saying it was like underground in France for years, and
they hadn't quite. It had a real kind of Reanimator vibe to it.
The
Herbert West.
Yeah, it was just pink goo injections and not, but it was just this really cool scene. So the bad guy. I can't remember because his name is barely ever mentioned in the movie.
I never know people's names in films.
No,
seriously, unless their name is printed across their forehead, I don't know.
So they're going to be good guy and bad guy. So the bad guy is running away with the lead female's little brother, and he leaps in the car and he gets shot in the face. I missed for some reason I missed. I think I might have been grabbing a drink or something. Yeah. I missed the shot, so I didn't know he was shot in the face.
Yeah, me neither. I just saw him doing this.
Yeah, so he turns up back at the facility. to the back of the facility with this little boy. I mean, you never see any more with the boy, but he's like bleeding and he's got chunks missing from his face, and he injects himself with this stuff, and he's like, I'm all super muscly.
Sit-ups, doing sit-ups
but it's like half of his face is missing, and it's like weeping, and it's hot, and it's really effective. Because again, there's a lot of physical effects in this, which I love physical effects.
It was clever.
Good.
The way the entire kind of development of it came along, because I was expecting that at the torch is the wrong word. Interrogation. So when they catch this Nazi bastard and they string him up in the ceiling.
Yeah.
And you see the corporal.
Yeah.
The head of the platoon, the head of the
Wyatt.
squad. Oh, yeah, old Wyatt. Wyatt breaks out his knuckle duster knife.
His knifle duster.
His knifle duster. And I'm
It's not good for cleaning.
I'm looking at the way this thing's kind of panning out and waiting for the next thing to go down. Because I'd seen pictures. What?
It's a knifle duster because he cleaned up that Nazi. If this stays in, by the way, we do the clapping, but one of us fucks up and we have to edit. My joke was clearly that terrible.
Oh, Jesus.
So, anyway, Nazi bastard's being punched in the face with the knifle duster.
Yeah, the knifle duster. So I'm because I was aware of the photos and I'd seen kind of, because it wasn't that much of a big reveal because it was in all the promotional material, was the guy's face.
See, for me,
you knew nothing about it. You came in.
I saw the name of the film. I didn't even see the front cover of a DVD. I haven't seen any posters of it. The name Overlord made me think it was a giant demon that was working, and I didn't even know it was with Nazis. Like we put on the film, I was like, "Oh God, it's Nazis! This is Germans flying into."
We get enough fucking Nazis in the news now.
This is Americans flying into, and I was like, "Are they flying into Germany?" I was like, "No, they're speaking French. Probably flying into France then."
Yeah.
And it was like seeing Grey Worm. I was like, "Oh, it's Grey Worm from Game of Thrones." I was so excited by that. And he was like, as he throws it up and gets his head shot in.
Oh, look at him! This is going to be amazing. We're going to spend some more pop. Nope, we're not.
No, I was because I really like him because he's been on my Game Grumps and stuff, and that just makes me happy. So I like seeing the actor and things.
But they did a lot of cameos in the beginning. Everything.
There were a lot of cameos. It started
off kind of cameo level 200%. And then those guys just peeled off within the first 3 minutes.
It was kind of like they said to people, who wants a shot in this? And everyone, yeah, me. It's like, you're all going to die.
Which I think is really the only right way to get cameos in. Yeah. Like, to get a lot of people involved. Everybody comes in, you shoot them dead. Everyone smiles, they go to the bar and they have a good time.
Yay!
And then they kind of take their family and their loved ones or whatever else and they say, check it out, I'm in a movie. You know, you take your mom. And she's like, "Oh, I'm so excited! You're gonna be a hero in this thing. You're in the army. You're gonna take down Nazis."
That weird noise is him tapping on my leg, by the way.
Sorry,
it's just not in shot, and you're like getting really excited.
and then no, I'm driving the point home.
Okay, thank you for driving it home.
Oh shit! and then they kind of take their mommy into the cinema and they go, "Mom, wait for it. Here comes my big moment, Mom, my big moment." And then she's like, bang. She sits there for the rest of the movie watching this fucking monster movie. This monster movie, shaking her head, going, "I can't believe you did this to me, Jim. I can't believe I want to go home. No, Mum, but this is the premiere. You can't leave. Fucking hate you. I fucking hate you."
I was saying, what else was good? I liked there was the realization within the movie, which they didn't say. Like we didn't mention. So this potion that they're using, they're injecting it into dead people, and the dead people are just. It's not working too well.
The decapitated lady on the table.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, they're just...
That was probably the best part.
There's like a head and a spine, and it's saying like, hello, or
it says please. It's just saying please in French.
In French. I knew it was French. Oh, you had subtitles in French. But it was the fact that... So when they injected the stuff into dead people, it did not go so well. They injected... Like one of their friendo soldiers... They injected with the stuff, and he woke up and was like,
colostomy bag.
He wakes up and he's full of holes, and he's like, "Rawr."
Oh no, that was the later part.
No, not the colostomy bag guy. This is what I'm just talking about the actual potion stuff.
So the guy dies.
Through
an accidental series of accidental Nazi
shoots him.
And then
they inject him with the stuff because lead character guy has seen what this potion does. So anyway, so he
just takes a jump and gives him a needle to the heart.
Yeah, needle to heart. Guy wakes up and he's like, I'm not feeling. And, he like moves his neck and his spine is like shot. No, his collarbone's break and everything. But what I was going to say is, so when they inject it into dead people, they turn into these monsters that can't handle the pain and go weird and fucked up. But when they inject it into a living person, it turns them into super soldier guy.
Yeah, they sort of super soldier.
So it's like it was injected into 2 people. And only like the bad guy reacted well to it. It was like the good, because Wyatt ends up dying, but he injects himself with this thing after he gets hooked. He gets like hooked through the chest.
Yeah, but he was fucked anyway.
So was the other guy, but he injects himself with it and then he goes all crazy.
Yeah, no, with the guy who got shot in the face, I mean, like, that was him responding. Was he dead already?
No. How could he inject himself in the face if he was dead already?
What I'm trying to get to here.
Was he dead before he even injected himself? Don't think so.
Was he, like, how close on the cusp of dead do you got to be for this stuff to basically go all Herbert Westy on you?
Don't know.
That I think is
I was thinking he hadn't. I was thinking he hadn't used it. Otherwise, he'd have had the strength to like fight them off beforehand. But the bad guy's the only person that, of course, it works on effectively. So our good guys go all veiny and bleedy eyes. And
the good guy, he was pretty much on the cusp of death anyway. The bad guy just had with some minor facial reconstructive surgery, he could have gone on to,
they blew him up.
Be a Nazi cover model.
They blew him up and set him on fire.
I mean,
before that point,
when he got the face reconfiguration.
Face reconfiguration. And then he got a bit melted. He looked like toasty bacon, and the kind that he likes where it looks kind of cremated, not the kind that I like where it's still pink and squishy. He was cremated bacon. So anyway, Overlord. That was fun.
I'm pro burning Nazis.
I'm pro burning Nazis as well.
I think it's a good position.
But movie was good. It's fun. I highly recommend it. It's the first zombie film that I would give, other than Shaun of the Dead, that I would give like an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
It's
It was an entertaining film.
It was. That was the thing is that we were never bored.
In my mind, my only misstep with the film was in the first 5 minutes. But that
you always have that
though.
Yeah, you are.
But there's the thing though, is kind of because you had the small squad, you introduce all these people.
Yep.
And it just didn't feel.
They were just trying to give you the realism and the extreme of the situation.
No, I get that, but if you're trying to basically focus on a small cast of characters, you need to mark them as their relationships relatively quickly, and you need to bring the audience in on that. In the beginning, I felt like.
But you did. In the beginning, you have. So the camera keeps focusing on the main character repeatedly.
No, of course.
The guy sitting next to him is the Jewish guy that ends up with the body bag, who is reminding him that he's going to be fine.
Okay.
Then it flips to the sergeant Wyatt, who has been there before already, and the camera guy says, "Can I take a photo of you? Can I take a photo of you?" And the guy's like, "Fuck off." Okay. And that's the four characters that run through the story.
Okay. No, then maybe I was just way slower than you.
Yeah, I was like, they were the four characters that were picked out.
I saw the guys that were on camera, but you only become accustomed to them way after that.
Oh no, it's like you're very quickly introduced to the people.
It felt more along the lines of like if they were trying to kind of misdirect you, because I think what they were trying to do was they were trying to give you the impression that everybody was up to die.
They were all young. I mean, they were all. I mean, that's. I don't think they were up to die. They were too young to really understand what they were up for.
Oh no! I don't mean up to die. I mean, come here, we'll kill you. I mean that no one was safe.
That was the point.
That was. Yeah. It just didn't come across like that.
Well, to me, it came across as clearly you could tell who the main character was straight off the bat, because that's the person they kept focusing the camera on. But the fact that they bothered to give the other characters names and have them introduce their names and say who they were.
Maybe I completely missed it.
Yeah, no, the four of them all were introduced. Yeah, the four of them were quickly introduced.
As we were watching, I didn't get that in the sense of what was going on. I felt
you were looking at your phone when the movie started.
Was I?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, because you were posting something to Instagram because I said, the movie started. You're like, I'm just going to finish doing this. That might be why you missed it.
I withdraw my concerns. I have a stupid and I will rewatch and there you go. It's worth a rewatch, though.
It is. I would definitely watch this again.
It's got. I think there's enough meat and there's enough. They
it's hard to find a film that entertains you all the way through.
Yep.
And I was entertained all the way through. And scenes made me tense, and I wanted to see what was going to happen.
Oh yeah.
I love there's a real rapey scene, and we were both sitting there like,
yeah.
Main character's like, fuck you to the guy, and he's like pants down, facing crotch, and it was just, it's just creepy. But it's like,
again, totally pro any Nazi taking a baseball bat to the back of the head, or the front of the head, or any part of the head. It's totally okay with that.
Should have stamped on his balls. Anyway, movie was good.
It was.
So, Overlord, go see it.
Thumbs up.
Go rent it. Go
rent it, pick
buy
it up,
it.
watch it, enjoy it.
It's definitely something that is worth keeping over renting.
Yeah, it's
like I would say it's something to add to a collection. It's not something to just watch. I would say I would add it to a collection. I wouldn't say it's a once watch.
I think
thing.
that's a good.
I'd say it's a multiple watch kind of film, and I could quite happily stick that on while I was doing something else.
Yeah,
and I could drop in and out of it and really enjoy it still.
There's a lot of story to there, and there's teeth to it. It doesn't feel like just a war movie, and it doesn't feel like just a zombie film either. And I think that's just the very good casting and the good writing. It was a solid cast, and the guys achieved what I think they were looking to achieve with their film, which was really cool.
So that's
that. I'm gonna close it. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Then send us smoke signals.
Send us smoke signals. It is the most appropriate way. Preferably, burning Nazis is the most efficient way to
get smoke signals.
To get the effective smoke signals over the longest distances.
That's what we're looking for.
That's it.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Bye.
Cheers.
Just a small portion of the torture that awaits you.